Just what is it that you want to do?
Well, we want to be free. We want to be free to do what we want to do. And we want to get loaded. And we want to have a good time. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a party.
Ever watch one of those movies that starts out like any other but ends up being the best movie ever? Well, I have a question for you. Knowing Edgar Wright and the many films that he's done over his career and TV shows, I'd recommend Spaced. Have you seen The World's End? Because I have, and it's amazing. The World's End stars Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, Rosamund Pike, Martin Freeman, as well as more people who I'm not going to name because that would kind of make the video go on for longer than it has to. The film is about the man, the myth, the legend. Gary King himself, baby.
They called me the King because my name's Gary King.
Gary King. Gary. The once and future king is back on the horse.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're back on the horse?
No, I mean, I'm back on the bike.
What's bike?
What do you mean?
What's bike slang for?
Bicycle.
I'm lost.
Don't be.
Okay.
Gary King is top of the leaderboard when it comes to drinking, pub crawls, doing any sort of childish antics with his friends way back in high school. When they graduate, they decide they're going to venture and take on the fabled myth. The journey itself, known as
The Golden Mile, the legendary path of alcoholic indulgence, all before reaching our destiny, the world's end.
which is a trek along 12 pubs, and these pubs lead to the world's end. The film's end is a film about not wanting to grow up, not wanting to change, finding out what happens when too much change can bring about something disastrous. And Edgar Wright gives us a final tale in the Three Flavors Cornetto trilogy. We start off with a 2.5-minute narration about who the boys are, what the group represents, what it also means to Gary about fulfilling this journey into self-indulgence. Into believing that finishing something means drinking. Lots and lots of drinking. Peter, Oliver, Stephen, and Andy, his 4 high school or childhood friends, I don't remember, I haven't seen the film in a little bit, all decide to reunite, well, it's more so over Gary's doing, because he rallies the gang back together, and together they all venture to the 12 pubs to finish what they couldn't when they were younger. Now in their 40s, though, they all have successful lives, other than Gary, however. If you haven't seen The World's End, I would highly recommend it. I'd recommend getting a drink just like this. Watching it with your mates, watching it with your friends, watching it with maybe your family, watching it with someone who you may have gone to high school with. I know I did. Granted, all of my friends don't drink, and I've taken a break from drinking right now, so we're not going to talk about that. But what we are going to talk about is how The World's End, some people were a little polarized by it, in a sense that maybe it wasn't as good as Shaun of the Dead or The World's End. However, I like to disagree. I like to think that The World's End is a fantastic conclusion to what Edgar Wright has brought cinema in general in terms of a comedic trilogy. Well, if you haven't seen Edgar Wright's films, I would recommend them. I would say the next film I review is a film that actually had its recent 10-year anniversary recently. You might know what film I'm thinking of. Yes, you. I can see you. And yes, if you're wondering why I chopped all my hair off, it's because it simply got too difficult to manage. So, with that being said, thank you guys for watching this review, critique, little bit of info on the film. If you haven't watched it, I would recommend buying the Three Flavors Cornetto trilogy as a whole. I got it for my birthday when I turned 21, and it's 3 hours of apocalyptic bonuses, 90 minutes of Blu-ray exclusives, alternate edits. Why wouldn't you want to pick it up? Who wouldn't want to watch it? Gary fucking King. Catch you guys in the next review.